Hey everybody over at movies.com. It is the Schmoes No Movie Show. I'm Christian.
And I am Mark. Christian, this weekend in theaters, Dumb and Dumber 2. I really want this movie to be good because the first one is an all-time comedy classic starring Jeff Daniels and Jim Carrey.
You just want to go at the end to where I can ask you and you go, I like it a lot. But we're going to get into the list of the top 5 Jim Carrey movies of all time. He's been around for a long time, kicking ass, making people laugh for a long time, and putting out some great dramatic performances sometimes as well.
Alrighty then.
Nice.
At number 5 is going to be a classic Jim Carrey comedy. This is right when he was just knocking things out of the park left and right. Liar, Liar. He plays a lawyer who has to tell the truth for 24 hours, and that's going to get him into some zany situations.
It's such a rewatchable movie. Like anytime it's on a cable station, I stop and watch it because it does have those light moments, and you do see that later side with Jim Carrey and his son, but it also has those classic Jim Carrey improv moments and just over the top and I'm kicking my ass, like all of that stuff. It's a lot of fun.
It's one of the great gag reels you ever see during the credits too, and just personally for me at the time of my life when this movie hit, it was just I needed that movie, seeing everybody, all these different types of demographics laughing in the theater together. That's what Jim Carrey can do.
Number 4. And you must be the Monopoly guy. Ace Ventura. It's what got him out there. It's when he said, hey guys, I'm here. I am a bona fide comedy movie star.
He was the guy from In Living Color until this movie came out. And I remember seeing the previews to this movie, seeing the commercial on TV and thinking, oh yeah, I like that guy, but I don't know, this movie looks that funny. This is one of the hardest laughs I've ever had in a movie theater.
Yeah.
People were literally holding their stomachs. They could not believe what was happening on screen.
And people started talking out of their asses and everything too from it. It was a lot of fun. The movie, there's just so many ridiculous moments. The slow motion and the tutu and the Monopoly guy thing. There's some great moments, and it was really funny. And the Dan Marino stuff, even though he's a horrible actor,
he won an Oscar for that movie, and then also the catchphrase.
Dan Marino did?
Like, yeah, he did. Like, alrighty then, or lehu zaher.
Very nice. Let's get into number 3. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. The Truman Show. It's the Truman Show. This movie blew me away when I saw it in the theater because it was the first time he had been buzzed around getting a Best Actor nomination. When he transitioned into the drama. Yeah, there's some funny moments into the Truman Show about a guy who's like ahead of its time too. Reality TV show. All the time, this guy's put into this bubble. It was fascinating to say what the movie said about in general.
It's a great story, and you just feel so much empathy. Maybe is the right word.
Yeah,
you feel
absolutely.
sorry for occasionally for Truman because he has no idea that everybody else in his life is a paid actor. They're just hired to keep this story going because everybody else on Earth is fascinated watching this guy live in this bubble. A great performance by Ed Harris as well.
Laura Linney, like a lot of great performances out there.
And it was one of the first times, I believe, also with Man on the Moon, when people were like, this Jim Carrey guy could win an Oscar, and maybe he should have got nominated for The Truman Show. I can't remember what else came out against it that year, but I remember thinking he could have been nominated, and he wasn't.
Well, one he should have won, and one that should be number 1 on the list, but it isn't. And that would be Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. And I'm biased because Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind is not only one of my favorite Jim Carrey movies, it's one of my favorite movies of all time. And he just taps into a place that he still has not done since this movie. I believe you really see the real Jim Carrey in this movie.
It's a great concept for a film. So you can forget about this person that you dated because it's just too hard to remember all those great things that aren't in your life anymore. For him, it's when he was with Kate Winslet, which is the real reason why he loves this movie so much. You just love Kate Winslet with that color hair.
But I like the two of them going tit for tat, and they just they had that chemistry, but it was also, you talk about the Truman Show to where he stepped up in that dramatic way. Kate Winslet's no joke as a dramatic actress, and for him to go back and forth and so believable and believe that they were in this relationship, her as Clementine, him as Joel, and they just had this thing, and you were there, you were in the moment, and it was also, Michel Gondry's directing is out of control in the movie.
Big gulps, huh? Well, see you later.
Number 1, he's talking about what? Let's go. You're very excited to talk about it.
I cannot wait to see Dumb and Dumber 2, simply because I love the first film so much. I hope that this one will honor the legacy of one of the great comedies of all time. Jim Carrey, in 1994, had Ace Ventura come out, then he had The Mask, and then the piece de resistance was Dumb and Dumber around the holidays, one of the funniest films of all time.
Farrelly Brothers at their best. It was really a risky choice, also having someone the caliber of Jim Carrey, comedy-wise, going with Jeff Daniels, is great dramatic dramatic actor, but you didn't know the type of comedy he could do. And you talk about a perfect combination. These two lovable, dumb idiots through the entire thing battling over the same girl. I mean, some great moments.
They got to go to Aspen, and look, I don't know what, I hear the French are assholes, but my God, it's so funny. And kudos to Jeff Daniels, like you said, for being able to hang with Jim Carrey at Jim Carrey's prime is no small feat. Right. It's one of the most endlessly rewatchable films I've ever seen, and it makes me cry laughing to this day.
That's it. That's the list. Very curious to what you guys think. Please comment below and tell us, did we get the list right? Did we get it wrong? What list would you have for the Jim Carrey movies?
I think a lot of people would probably throw The Mask on there, yeah. Bruce Almighty. And then, look, The Cable Guy is a very polarizing film, and it was weird for audiences to see that at the time. But when you watch it back, it's got a lot of things to say. It's a really dark, good comedy.
Trivia question. Who was originally supposed to be in The Cable Guy? Chris Farley.
Really?
That? Yeah, Chris Farley, originally for the role. But that's it. That's our list. That's what we got. Thank you so much for the Schmoes No Movie Show. I'm Christian.
And I am Mark. Make sure you check out Dumb and Dumber 2 in theaters this weekend. You should have a fun little trivia nugget on the show every week.
You like that? And go see, there's also Beyond the Lights, as well as in limited release, Foxcatcher, Steve Carell, Channing Tatum. See you later, guys. What a great show this was.
You're never going to have another trivia nugget, are you?
Nope.